His name was Barry Allen. He was originally known as a forensic scientist for the CCPD until he became a guy who runs fast. His mom is dead, and he cries about it so much. This is The Flash, and you should be watching.
Barry Allen, he was very fast. It's not a huge secret. His mom died. Run, Barry, run. Yeah, his dad gets framed. Lightning. He gets superpowers. Bloody hand. This is going too long. You should be watching The Flash.
Welcome back to You Should Be Watching. This is episode 2. If you didn't watch episode 1, this is where we try to convince
I forget about camera.
another member of YBB to watch a specific show or movie. This episode, we're going to try to convince Eduardo to watch The Flash. What do you think, Eddie? Are you excited?
I'm super excited.
You better be.
I
Yeah.
want to die. So we're talking about this guy. That's the Flash.
There you go.
Our artist interpretation.
Yes.
And that's Sonic.
Gotta go fast!
My first question.
Yes.
Why should I care?
Oh. Do you want to set it up?
You should care. Because it's a good show, baby boy.
Let me ask you this. Did you watch, are you familiar with The Flash, the character?
That's what I was going to ask you. Do I need to know anything about the Flash?
No.
No, actually. But, like, prior knowledge... No, okay. Prior knowledge of the character does help in, enjoying the show, but is definitely not necessary. Because what you do know about the Flash, he can travel through time, he can change the fate of, reality. It all plays a huge part in the show.
Why doesn't he do that every episode? I forgot to write that down.
Because it would get really fucked up, and the show explains exactly why that is.
And it's not something you can do right off the bat.
That's
right. His powers do develop as the show goes on. I think that's a good way to progress the show, and the producers and directors and writers do that very wisely.
I would say it's a really clever way of making the series episodic. He learns a power. But then don't get the idea that this show is just every new episode he gets a power.
Right.
There's a lot of character-based interaction. There's a lot of heart. There's a lot of story and great villain. I will say.
Oh yeah, the first season has a fantastic villain.
We won't get into that.
I can't read that. Okay. Which Flash is it? Who is this? Because I know there's multiple Flashes.
My name is Barry Allen.
Sure, you get that.
What edition is the second Flash in the comic book series?
Well, in the comic books, it's kind of a complicated situation in that, the first Flash that they ever created was Jay Garrick, which, as we know, redacted. I will not talk about it.
That's not, for those of us who are not familiar with comics, that's not the scientist one, which is...
The scientist one is Barry Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is
Barry Allen's story.
But he's young.
He is.
That is explained in the show.
He is, and
Is it because he moves so fast he doesn't age?
No. No, there is a way more clever explanation for his youth.
Yeah.
They justify it in such a way it takes you a while to get.
Yeah.
It's like they don't bring attention to it, but when you think about it, oh shit, it makes sense that he has a baby face.
There are some conflicts that get resolved for that to be discussed and revealed. So
I will say that if time travel stories intrigue you or alternate realities, this show is a really big hit. I'm into that stuff personally. So.
I guess that's the thing with the Flash, that it is a long show, but every episode does count for something. So towards the grand scheme of things, which is I think very nice, especially for a show that's that long. I think they do it very wisely where each episode does play into the big picture.
Each episode's an hour long, right? Or 45 minutes?
45 minutes, yeah.
All right, I have another question.
What's your question? Roll it down, baby.
Is it cheesy?
Cheesy in the right way.
It can be.
As for cheesiness, I will say that it kind of adds to the show's I guess you could say flavor, because the charm. This show is unabashedly comic book.
Yeah.
It's definitely comic book. It has no qualms about it. You know, it doesn't try to tiptoe around the situation where we're gonna try making this aspect more realistic. It just goes all for it. I mean, fucking Captain Cold, one of the most cheesiest villains in comics. They put him in the show and he's completely faithful to the comic.
Really?
Except a little more evil, I would say. A little more evil than what we have in the show.
Right.
Excuse me.
In the show, It's funny because it feels very comic booky with that villain. Just how his lines that are written for that specific character.
Wentworth Miller, the actor.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Prison Break.
He plays him very well too.
Wait, which guy from Prison Break?
They're both there.
Both of them.
Actually,
Both of them.
Heatwave plays the older brother in Prison Break, and
So the brothers from Prison Break are in this show.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like pretty much duos in the show.
It's great.
Yeah.
I like those guys.
Yeah, good actors.
You're good.
Yeah,
Good.
then I
Um,
think for a lot of the villains, all the characters they have playing in the show, whether a small role or not, they're played very well.
Yeah. I will say though that I guess the first few episodes of The Flash are a little bit I guess you could say episodic. You know, kind of the villain of the week kind of thing.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
we have one like there's a new metahuman in the sea. We gotta stop it, and then like the Team Flash has to stop it using their science, but then eventually we get into the larger plot. Kind of like it starts right here and then it just goes all the way out there like a big old funnel. You know, the kind that Flash can make with his arms.
That's right. That's right.
Are there many side characters? Because you said Team Flash.
There
How many people are on
there
this
are a
team?
bit, but not too much not too much that you can't keep track of them.
It's not overbearing.
But they know who
No.
he is, like who he is under the mask.
They
Yeah,
do, yeah.
yeah.
But there's a really like a good plot explanation for it and like why he's even like interacting with these characters in the first place. So
Does it take long for the series to introduce all these characters?
No.
No. I think it doesn't-
First episode.
Yeah, very quickly and very
Oh, really?
effectively too.
and that's the thing I really gotta say like from the last scene of the first episode, immediately like something's up. Like you don't what I said like the first few episodes being episodic, the mystery is built up from the first episode. So like
That's right.
yeah.
I want to touch on the side characters.
Yes.
I think they grow on you because you feel that they have a lot of chemistry on screen too. Those actors do, so I think that lends to their like you really do believe that they're friends in the show, which I think adds a lot to the story and to their relationships. So
Yeah, it makes a lot of like the character interactions and like a lot of the dramatic moments heavier.
yeah.
Oh yeah, like I gotta mention that the character relationships and the actors that you know perform these roles, they are so good.
They're really good.
Like especially like I will say the standout is like Joe West and Barry Allen. Their
That
their
dynamic
relationship.
is-
This is the head of the police force. It's kind of like his Gordon, except he's more of a father figure, you know, to Barry Allen instead of
Barry Allen's
Partner.
mom is dead,
yes,
right? And his dad was never in the picture,
No, his dad went to jail because he was
Framed.
Framed, yeah.
Yeah, he was
allegedly.
allegedly. Yeah, but then
They killed his mom. What do you go to jail for?
Because that's what they believe that he killed Barry's mother.
That's
It's
right.
true. Are the effects in this show good?
Hit and
Lacking?
miss.
Yeah.
Hit or miss.
Yeah.
Some when it's good, it's really good. When it's bad,
Bad is
it's
really
really bad.
I-
But I will say, it doesn't distract from the story.
Yeah, not at all. Because it just you kind of chuckle to yourself because you do remember that it is a basic cable.
It's on the fucking
Basic-
CW.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, network television.
Yeah,
network
there you go.
television.
It's on network television, so it's you can't really
Fault it that much.
fault that show because
How amazing is it that they can create this kind of show with such like dramatic heft and such great writing and characters on network television,
Right.
the CW no less.
yeah.
It's amazing.
So is it more of a drama or a comedy?
I say drama.
Yeah.
Dramedy?
There are some comedy elements.
Oh,
I,
for sure.
I feel like every show has that what the actor that has comic relief.
Comic relief.
Yeah, which I think plays to the show. I think it
Like,
helps
like,
the
like
show.
it's dramatic, but the dramatic tone is not overbearing. It's not overly like sadness and mourning and Martha. It's
Exactly.
not. It's none of that. There's a lot of moments of levity. There's a lot of moments of like lighthearted humor, but the dramatic stuff is super strong.
yeah.
super strong. Yeah.
Just because
It's a superpower of the show.
Just 'cause
God damn.
the plot of the show that you get why there's so much drama infused into the story.
Time travel plus feels sadness.
So, as we know, this is we would call it a companion show, right?
What does that mean?
Oh, you mean
To-
to Arrow.
Oh,
Really nice drawing.
that is a very good point. You
That
brought
is. You wanna address it,
So,
or should
have
I?
either of you watched Arrow?
up. No,
I
Because I
have.
feel like a lot of people who are watching this, they might have watched Arrow and they're thinking, "Oh, should I watch Flash? Is it worth it?"
I think-
So
how
caught up are you on Arrow?
I have watched the first 2 seasons.
Okay, and they introduced Flash which season?
Season 2.
Season 2.
Season
Okay. So if you like Arrow, Would you like the Flash?
It's a different kind of show, right?
It is a like wildly different show. The thing about Arrow, I think you will like the Flash if you watch Arrow on the basis that they're both in the same universe and they get crossovers. But Arrow is such like a gritty crime drama, I would say. And
like
this is lighter.
Their version of Batman.
Pretty much.
But you think so, like just for the fact that they're in the same universe, people.
Yeah, I would say so. Like if you're talking like story wise and tone wise, they're wildly different. Yeah, they're like night and day, basically.
From someone from a perspective that I haven't, someone who hasn't watched Arrow, I think if you had watched Arrow before or you're watching concurrently with the Flash, I think that adds to it. Adds kind of because it connects very well because they're in the same universe. So those crossovers make a little bit more sense. Just like specifically in season 2, there's an episode where
That you can skip.
But if you don't know that going in, it can get kind of confusing because it begins in the Flash and then crosses over into Arrow.
And then a spring rockets into Legends of Tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah.
The fuck is that?
And it's
Another DC
It's
show.
like an Avengers or Defenders show.
Yeah.
They're starting.
Yeah.
It started in CW.
But let's
Let's
take
keep it focused.
let's take it back to the Flash.
The fastest man of whatever.
Fastest man alive.
I think it would add to it. I think it would add just a little bit to it if you were to watch both of them or concurrently if you're watching both of them at the same time.
I will say it's definitely unnecessary.
Yeah, no, it is.
Definitely stands alone, right?
It adds, yeah, it definitely does stand alone. It just those like little crossovers when they do make a little bit more sense if you watch Arrow.
As someone who's watched Arrow, I kind of disagree in that.
I like this. I like this fight.
Yeah, I kind of disagree in that like the
Welcome to me now, too, fuckboy.
I'm saying I'm disagreeing, but like the fact that the Flash show is so good that watching Arrow is completely unnecessary.
Okay.
And when you introduce this character of Arrow, his canon has already been previously established on his own show, except you don't really have to know his story going into this Flash show.
But don't you think it adds a little bit to it?
I guess
if you watch them both,
it adds a little bit in that you know Oliver Queen more. But that's about it. Like the focus of the Flash is Barry Allen.
Yeah,
And,
that's true.
Yeah, you get to know Barry Allen so well, and you kind of get attached to him. That Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow, he just seems kind of like the kind of relative that you don't know, but you kind of like comes and visits once in a while.
Yeah,
and you enjoy his company.
And I do
There you
think
go.
they do the crossovers very well.
They do.
It doesn't
Yeah.
seem like Arrow's like in your face. It's still very much about Barry Allen.
Oh yeah, exactly, and that's like one of the good things about the crossovers is that they don't it's written in a way that they don't require you to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how many episodes typically are in a season?
23.
Yeah. 20.
And there's 4 seasons so far.
There's 3 seasons. 3 seasons.
No, two seasons have completed.
of Flash.
Third season is on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, so that hasn't
Actually,
aired yet.
nope.
Okay, that kind of eases my mind because I don't know about you guys. I like to watch other stuff. I have the time for it, but it still seems like
You
a
like to
hell
watch
of a commitment.
ReZero, baby boy.
That's a good show. You shut your fucking mouth.
That's another episode.
2v1 us, big boy.
Exactly. That's another episode.
So, at any point do you feel like there's kind of like filler episodes, considering how many episodes there is per season?
Filler episodes, I will say that there are some points of the show where it seems like they can be focusing on more important things. However, there are just little moments of like character interaction that are just slowly like progressing their relationship. Plot wise, maybe like it's insignificant in the grander scheme of things, but character wise, they're constantly developing each other. So every episode is it's developing their relationship.
That's an interesting thing you said because you're saying there's other things they should be focusing on.
Yeah.
So there are other. That kind of makes me feel better to kind of like the show has enough substance on its own.
Yes.
Where it's like there are interesting things happening in the show, and you're like, well, I wish they would start showing that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
There is a lot of.
And there's even some pretty interesting subplots too that arise. Like there's some recurring villains that come up that are those plot lines that I watched and I saw.
Captain Cold.
Yeah, the rogues.
Yeah, the rogues.
They seem really interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Those subplots.
It's a superhero show.
Yeah.
I think a very important thing. How are the villains?
They're great. I think. Hit or miss. Some of them aren't very.
I'm getting high, by the way. It's a Sharpie.
There's like one or two that I can remember that I wasn't too crazy about.
Because of the villain of the week format, some of the villains just come and go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just
Very forgettable.
It's just a force that they have to deal with for this episode, and then they're gone by the next.
For the story to keep progressing, they have to combat something
However, the villains that matter, the recurring villains, they're great.
One specific villain that I like is Grodd. He actually is only reoccurring. He reoccurs in the second season, but even in that his standalone episode is fantastic.
He's a gorilla, right?
He's a telepathic gorilla.
He's a gorilla. And going back to the effects issue, I will say that fully CGI gorilla Grodd. Okay.
That's not that,
Do you
they
think
hide it very well though.
They do. They hide it very well.
As far as villains go, I think they are pretty solid.
Yeah.
Week to week. There, like I said, some, and I think they kind of hide some of the villains, like the bad villains, well. There's a specific episode where there's this villain that alters emotions.
Oh, that's right.
That wasn't a very good villain, but that was a good episode.
Yeah.
Really good episode.
Like it all comes down to like the character interaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Like not the villains aren't necessarily good, but it's the effect that they have on our characters, our main characters.
Okay.
Yeah. Main villain of the season.
Ooh, the best.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's actually touch on that a little bit more.
What?
Because
can we say who the main villain is? Is that a secret?
Because Flash has a main villain, just like every other comic book hero.
That's right. Yeah, his arch enemy.
Yeah, just the reverse Flash.
Yeah.
Man,
It's like if we were talking about a Batman show and we say, oh, the Joker.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, reverse Flash.
They also reference him as the man in the yellow suit because Reverse Flash has the yellow costume.
Yeah.
And that villain.
Reverse Flash is done
great.
so well.
Yeah.
Like he's so intimidating and like something I wouldn't expect a fast guy in a fucking mustard suit to be scary, but they managed to make him scary. And it's fantastic.
That leads to the actor's ability to play that character.
Oh my god, the actor for Reverse Flash. Oh,
phenomenal.
Name?
Emmy.
You'll find out.
You'll find out.
I think you can find out relatively quickly, but watch.
Markel?
Yes.
Okay, boys. So, I have one final question for both of you. Earlier, while we were recording the podcast, or before or after, I can't fucking remember. We were talking about a rule for anime. You watch the first X amount of episodes. We said 3 to kind of get a basic gist if you like the show or not.
Yeah.
So would that rule apply to Flash? Is there a good hook from the first episode? Should we kind of give it a little more leniency to kind of really get the ball rolling? I think we were mentioning earlier, kind of.
Yeah. I did point out about the Flash how it's a tricky situation, and that's an excellent point you bring up, Eddie.
Because I have a short attention span.
I don't know if you would agree with this, Miguel, but I feel that the first episode, like it has a great hook.
Oh, I think so.
First episode has a great hook
Because it has you asking questions from the beginning. So
Yeah.
I think that's good.
but
Like, why is he crying about his mom again? Right?
Jesus Christ.
a lot of really great emotional moments in the first episode alone. But I will say the following 2 episodes are not quite as hook worthy. Yeah, first episode definitely
Very solid first episode.
Yeah, makes you want to keep watching the show.
Fisting myself? What?
Exactly.
Okay.
But the following 2 episodes kind of like slows down a little bit, kind of gives you time, gives you a moment to breathe, take in the characters, and then eventually it just fucking picks up running.
Which I mean, you have to give it some leeway there because the seasons are so much longer. It can't just slap you with the main plot and just like. Because if it does that, that's when real fillers get into play. So it does it very wisely, where it's like, let's establish these characters first, and then you kind of get some undertones of what the plot is.
Yeah, excellently said. Yeah.
All right, so that's my answer.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, it's hard not to get convinced when you're sat down with 2 people that are trying to push their agenda down your fucking throat.
That's right.
But no, I mean, I think I will. The only issue, like, where can I watch it?
Season 1's on Netflix.
That's right.
That's a good answer. Fuck. So that everyone has Netflix. Okay, so I think I'll watch maybe the first 3 episodes. I'll give it that much. The things that kind of put my mind at ease. I thought there were like at least 4 seasons.
No.
And I was like, fuck. That's a lot of fucking
that's
TV.
The error. Error has a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it.
I'm never gonna watch. And that's gonna make me want to watch it even less. 2, asked about filler. You guys were pretty reassuring with that. That I love little interactions between characters that kind of build up or develop them and their relationship with one another. So I kind of want to see that kind of like the Office kind of situation. That's a weird comparison, but
yeah,
you kind of get what I mean.
Good comparison.
3, I want to see the villains. I'm interested to see. I guess I didn't ask it earlier, but I don't. Is there a lot of metahumans in most of the show?
Oh yeah. The whole show is about metahumans. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'd be interested to see like what villains come out of the woodwork. It's probably gonna get me more into like DC universe overall.
Oh yeah, it does. I actually found myself researching a bunch of like different villains.
Yeah, that's a thing that you pointed out, that the show kind of like opened your curiosity about the greater DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, so I think I'm kind of
The real
interested to
one.
find out more about that.
Yeah.
Kent, I think those are about the reasons why I'm kind of convinced. Right. And well, I mean, you guys keep fucking talking about it and like gushing, fucking
talking about Cisco and
you
Ron,
should see
our
fucking not a group chat, just in person. You guys are just fucking talking Flash nonstop.
So good.
So
he goes fast, right?
I trust your guys' taste for the most part, except when it comes to ReZero, because you're fucking wrong.
Save it.
So yes, I will watch, and hopefully we could do an update video soon. Maybe we'll see. I'll probably binge the whole thing tonight. I don't know.
Ooh,
probably won't.
Yummo.
But yeah, good job, guys.
Beautiful.
Did our points convince you to watch The Flash? And if it did, please let us know in the comments down below. If you like the show, please let us know in the comment section down below. And please don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends. Maybe they'll be convinced by our strong arguments on The Flash, and maybe they'll decide to watch it as well. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Alright. Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I like it. Bitch.
Kind of convinced. Jesus Christ. You woke the computer up, you screamed so loud.
We the Pansies.
We the best.
Jesus
That was
Christ.
too hard right there.